All right, I'm going to bring in the Commodore now. That was Pat Neubauer out in California. Absolutely fantastic. Always good to speak to somebody that actually exercises for fun. We only run if there's a dog chasing us here at Nobody Cares Sports. I still have the Chinese bookie. I still have the Commodore. I'm going to ask them what they think about Pat Neubauer, who, very impressive. Swimming, biking, running. Commodore, if your shirt's not on, I swear to God, you're fired. Good to see you. Hello? Hey,
Hi,
you pulled the
Dad.
bookie on me? Yeah.
I swim. I'm a swimmer. I swim.
Yes. Well, not nearly. You swim like a rock in comparison to Patricia.
Yeah, we should have a swim. We could have a swim race too over the summer if you want. But anyhow, listen, that was a really cool guest, Dan. Very nice young lady. She's in fantastic shape. It's too bad she's got that stress fracture. That's a pain in the foot. It's tough. You got to wear a boot. Remember, I wore the boot up around Saratoga. I wore it like all year last year. Was it last year or the year before? Year before. 2 years ago with that plantar fasciitis.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. What do you think's going on with the Chinese bookie and his technology tonight, Commodore?
Well, I think that there's static in your microphone. Number one, I texted you about that earlier.
Oh,
I got a note from our technical engineers over at the Staten Island Zoo.
Actually, that was a long time ago, and that wasn't my microphone.
Well, it's gone now. With the bookie, I don't know if he goes out and comes back in now that Pat is not there and we're only a threesome. We probably won't have any difficulties because it's Saturday night.
Do never compare us. You need to get a thesaurus to talk about ways to describe this show. Never say when the bookie comes back, we'll have a nice threesome. Bringing the bookie back in.
Now listen to me. Okay?
Yes.
Bookie, you got pants on tonight?
I hate this show.
Yes.
I hate it so much.
Hey, Danny.
Yes? All right. You don't need to know what's happening? Thank you.
You want to know what's happening?
Thank you, Mr. Chow. Yeah, what's happening? You know what, Commodore? I'd love for you to tell me what's happening. Let's do that point in the night where we turn the camera over to the bookie's so disgusted with you. He showed us a picture of his balls and left.
Oh man.
I'm gonna turn it over to you, man.
He's wired.
I'm trying to bring the bookie back in. It hurts. It hurts.
I need a new shirt. This shirt makes me look fat.
No, it's not the shirt.
Hey, easy now.
You literally took out. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. I was going to say you took out your body parts, but you didn't. But you did take off your shirt for no reason and sat down in front of the camera because we were talking about swimming. It freaks me out to think, what if we were to talk about something else? How would you connect the two, and how would you know what I mean? I'm scared.
Well, for example, give me something else.
I am not giving you anything else. Because, we talked about swimming. Danny, you got half naked. Chinese bookie was half naked last week. He wasn't wearing any pants. What the hell's going on?
Quarantine is getting the best of us.
No shit. Bringing back the Chinese bookie and his horrible accent and technology. Bookie, please don't show us your balls again. It's good to see you.
Oh, good to see you too. Now, let me ask you twos out there.
He's back.
The 4 major sports.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're listening.
We're listening.
You listen. I can listen what I'm saying. The 4 major sports, the NBA, NHL, NFL, they all want to come back.
That's 3.
Some way, shape, or form this year to have their seasons on. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for all the listeners to see, you know, what the money lines are. So I'm going to put out the money lines out there for you two, for who is coming, who was squared and halfway. The NBA money line is minus 160. The MLB, Major League Baseball, the money line is plus 180. The NHL is plus 200. The NFL is minus 185. So all four major sports, who will come back and halfway through and scrap and fall, they call it, that's it. We're not going to work. It's not going to work for them. So who you think? NFL, MLB,
Who's
NHL,
the favorite?
NBA.
Come on, you threw all of these numbers. It's a Friday night. We're tired.
You ask a lot. I feel like you confuse me, Bookie. Okay. You want to know which of the four sports is going to come back first?
Nobody knows.
So here's the deal. Football, the NFL will take place if a meteorite hit the fucking stadium 15 minutes before kickoff. They would still play that game. There's so much money in the NFL. There's no way that the NFL is not coming back. It's coming back. Don't worry.
You think baseball's coming back?
Well, the football is a winter sport, so they can play in the winters. So not necessarily, they can play some
especially in Miami.
Yes, especially in Miami, Arizona, somewhere the warm weather stadiums. They can play
anything goes in Florida.
Have a season. Yeah, Florida, Tampa Bay, Tampa's anyway. Down
so what
south.
I heard you say, you said that the favorite is the NFL, followed by Major League Baseball, okay? With hockey being dead last. You're saying nobody cares about that, and basketball being third. So that's the line, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think football is the favorite. Well,
listen, you know what? Here's why the football's a favorite. The football's going to be the favorite because baseball is talking about getting started before football is planning to get started, okay? Baseball is not going to get started. They're never going to come to terms. They're never going to agree between the owners and the players associations on terms. The first thing they have to do is come up with something that they're going to put on a table for one another to accept, and they haven't done that. Once they do that, it's going to end up in court, and they're going to start making motions upon motions for this and that, and we're not going to see baseball. It's not going to happen. The players don't want to play. The players want full pay. They don't want prorated pay. They don't want half a season. It's to their benefit just to stick to the guns, not play, and come back next year, which is what I think they should do anyhow, to tell you the truth. Danny's gone. It's just you and I. Bookie, is your mic working? Well, I don't know whether he can hear me or anybody can hear me. Mystery Man 136, can you hear me? Is there anybody out there? Yeah, now's probably a good time for me to do my Commodore's report that nobody cares about anyhow. So,
Commodore, what's happening, Commodore? What happened to the Bookie?
Well, I don't know. The Bookie he's just staring at me. He's just staring at me, Dan. He's freaking me out.
I know. I don't know why we keep him on staff. I mean,
is his screen frozen, or
you can't tell if his screen's frozen or he doesn't understand you because he just looks silently.
Well, I don't know whether. Listen, I don't know whether we had a brownout or a blackout there, but if they don't let us out of our houses soon and the weather gets hot like this, we're going to have blackouts and brownouts and hooting and hollering and total madness on all of the streets. And they'll open up all of the beaches and everybody will be happy again. But anyhow, Dan, I want to rant real quick about a couple of things that we want to get out to the viewers and the kids. Congratulations to all the graduates out there coming up for 2020, whether it be pre-K, kindergarten, elementary school, intermediate school, high school, whatever you're doing. Congratulations, kids. You put up with a lot of bullshit this year, and congratulations to the parents, too. Nobody cares how you celebrate. as long as you celebrate. Woohoo! And especially Ella, who's training and working real hard on the virtual 5K coming up in like a week. And, congratulations, Ella. You got promoted at a girl. And don't forget, tomorrow, right, Saturday, Dan, 10 o'clock, 1435 Travis Avenue, 10 a.m., non-perishable food collections for those in need. Staten Island Boys Football President Sal Vitale gave us that earlier in the week. And, don't forget to register. Don't forget to register for the 5K walk or run, the Memorial Flag run. Jeff Benjamin had a nice...
Just to slow you down on your ranting for a second, because sometimes when you rant, it's almost better to look at the Chinese bookie's blank face because we can understand his cluelessness. Sometimes you talk so fast about local sports, nobody knows what the hell's going on. So just to backtrack for a second, because you remind me of a professor I had in college that circled everything back to World War II, and that's not how anything worked. So there's a canned good drive tomorrow, Staten Island Boys Football League, 10 a.m. You touched on that, right? You can get canned goods and bring it there. Bookie, do you have any canned goods you'd like to bring?
Canned goods. I got a fresh one. Fresh and frozen, perishable goods. I don't eat canned goods.
Oh, you're too good for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring some cans tomorrow, so if you want to show me some of yours.
Sure, you can. You sure you can.
Yeah. What do you say? He's going to get there for 10 a.m.?
I'm going to be there giving out cans tomorrow. Social distancing, helping the community.
You bring cans. Bring cans.
I'm showing cans tomorrow morning. I'm going to show.
You can.
All the cans. We got lots. Corn, beans, all sorts of cans from Nobody Cares Sports Show. We're going to show them all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. in Staten Island Boys Football League. Sounds horrible, but it's a good cause.
I agree 100%.
Second thing you talked about was we're going to do this damn 5K. Horrible. Only run when there's dogs running after us. That's why we're going to walk it.
They'll be dogs.
There.
Who let the dogs out?
Chasing us. And then what?
I have your route. I'm scouting your route. I'm going to have dogs, turkeys, llamas come out of the woods and attack you and shit. You'll see.
Oh, turkey going to the South Shore, the Sea View. There's a lot of wild turkeys over there.
Listen, while we're on the subject, Mystery Man 136 wants to know what's the line on the NHL again?
NHL is plus 200.
Plus 200, that it's going to come back?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got a fiddler's fart of a chance in hell of coming back. It's not going to happen. And you know what?
If you bet $100, you win $200 if hockey comes back, if they just drop the puck once anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get some people on some ice, get some insider bets going.
Oh.
Hockey's probably the first one that can come back. Those guys don't get paid anything. They just fist fight all the time.
It would be like the movie Slapstick. There's nobody in the stands. They'll be putting goons in the ice.
That's probably not
with guys. Yeah, it's not going to be a good product.
What was the third thing on your rants? Because you were in like a Freddie Colon.
Freddie Colon?
Latin FM commercial rants.
Listen, Dan.
Freddie Cinco, just rambling about local sports. Continue.
Freddie Colon was a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine. He was the DJ on Hot 97 with Paco back in the 90s.
Did you know Freddie Colon? I don't think it was Hot 97.
He was on Hot 97 with Paco, dude. I'm telling
you. Mike Kenny says he's got $100 that says NHL's not coming back.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, easy. Yeah, I won't take that bet.
All right, so he's not going to take that bet. Okay, so
no, they're not coming back. Johnny A thinks they should come back. He says, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
I don't think so either. All right, so baseball, what do you boys make of the 82-game season split in half? Do you think it happens? I mean, we all care. We all love baseball. We want to see baseball come back.
Remember
No.
the other night, I put up the lines over there. It's the plus over under 20 and a half games. And they'll call the season. That's it. Season's over.
Yep.
We're so close. It
Yeah,
sounded.
but
No, no.
I don't think you're going to get that far, Gannon, because they can't agree on terms. The longer it goes, the more disagreement there is. The players don't. The players want to see the owners' books if there's going to be revenue sharing. They didn't want to
Right.
do that back in March. They don't want to do that for the last 20, 30 years because, there's no salary cap. And that's the issue. And the owners don't want to open up the candy store for the kids. It's just not going to happen. And the other thing is, who's going to go watch them? Even if nobody goes, okay? It's going to be weird. I don't think it's worth it. It's going to be like what they should do is come back and put on exhibition games for the rest of the year within the cities. Have a nice long summer training camp. Bring the fans back into the park. Reconnect.
I gotta
get this
disagree
country
with
back on its feet. Why?
I gotta
Why do you
disagree with you.
disagree with me?
Well, listen, man, I don't. These guys, you're talking. We're not talking politics here. We're just talking facts. The coronavirus goes after people with weakened immune systems, et cetera, et cetera. There's exceptions to the rule, but you have these guys. They're in peak physical condition in the prime of their lives. They're surrounded by the best doctors, better than you will ever have access to. They could be kept in controlled environments. They could play whatever game it is, basketball, football, baseball, in one city, all the teams. It doesn't matter.
Put them in a bubble. Put them in a bubble.
Yeah, who cares? They're getting paid enough money. If I want to see them play a shit box covered in sand, they'll do it.
How much
and the other thing is, you don't need people in the stands. It'll be much more intimate and closer to the action if these guys are mic'd up. You could hear what they're saying on the field. You don't need to hear what they're saying in the dugout or on the sidelines like the XFL, but you'll hear what's going on the field. It'll bring you closer to the action of the game. The ratings and the advertising would be massive because the amount of people watching would be 3 times the national average that it would be as if people were at the game or doing other things. So you're going to be drawn to it, and it'll actually help the economy and stimulate the sports industry with or without fans in the stands.
Well,
Prove me wrong.
come to one question.
Well,
let me ask you a question.
I'll forget my question after by the time you ask yours.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So all the medical doctors is emphasized we should keep the social distancing. So that being said, the umpire will be like 6 feet away from the catcher to call the strike zones.
No, he's healthy and they're all healthy. Listen, 2 guys just beat the piss out of each other in Jacksonville last week with UFC. They were in social distancing. They don't have coronavirus. There was a referee right on top of them.
Just get BJ on the phone. He'll tell you. There's dogs and cats getting married down in Florida now.
At the Episcopalian Church, but we don't need to talk about
it. Wait. Listen, how about the New York Giants, right? Making some news down there. What's his name?
Cornerback. Something with a Baker.
Yeah, DeAndre Baker, huh?
Yeah, DeAndre Baker.
He was a first-round pick for the Giants. I got to tell you something. I read a little bit of that story out there, and the first thing I said is, let's not pass judgment too soon here, okay? Listen, this kid came from a tough background. The Giants knew that when they picked him up. A lot of these kids do. But listen, he's down in Florida. He's out. They're playing cards. They're playing Texas Hold'em, whatever, with a bunch of guys.
They're playing the high roller.
Listen, somebody was a sore loser. I don't know who won. I don't know who lost, but I'm sure it was a disagreement. And listen, they don't want to pay. So they pulled out their gats, right? And they took some money. They took their watches and shit. And their buddy said, fuck these guys. Let's make a phone call. And they did. So, I hope that's the case. All right. If it's not the case, well, then I think it's going to be a sign of things to come as we move forward in this different era, the roaring 20s, as Danny likes to call them. of sports and entertainment. I think everything's going to change, Dan. I understand what you said about baseball coming back. I like it in concept, okay? But here's the deal, Dan. If we could get baseball back that way, and the players and the owners continue to make the same amount of revenue that they're making today, why do we need to put people's asses in the seats anymore? Is that what it's going to come down to? And how do you get public confidence of people that they're comfortable to go to the ballpark, to get out there again as this country and the rest of the world reopens? Nobody knows the answers to these things, but I will tell you this: it still comes down to the money, Dan.
It all comes down to the money, but here's the thing. I'm going to go to the stadium a couple of times, specifically Yankee Stadium, because I'm telling you right now, where I'm watching at home, I don't have that steak sandwich that they have in the mezzanine behind home plate at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What's the name of that steak sandwich?
It's called, I always remember food. It's a Lobel steak sandwich.
It's incredible.
Still in the ballpark, right? $20, 16 bucks for the sandwich, $4 get you a Diet Pepsi, and you're good.
So that would bring me to my next question. Which stadium has better food? Because nobody really goes to the game anymore to watch the game.
This is my point. We don't care. So the bottom line, this is the thing that gets me down. Is this about entertaining the fans, or is this about keeping the revenue stream going between the owners and the players and the broadcasting companies? What about the fans? Is our enjoyment that, we're privileged, we get to watch it on TV?
They're all greedy. They want the money.
It's almost like it's going to be like Hunger Games. They'll pick a sport and they'll give it to us, and we'll be able to bet on the players. But anyhow, listen, I just want to go back to DeAndre Baker down there. That story's going to shake out a little bit. I hope that, it's not as bad as it seems. But people are going to start doing weird things. Look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's out there swinging away, boxing and sticking and moving. He's 53 years old. He puts up a video. Next thing you know, they're talking about Mike Tyson making a comeback. Teddy Atlas did a piece on his show at the fights this week. And he said it. He said, and I'm going to agree with Teddy 100% because I've learned my lesson. Tyson's not coming back. He looked great, in his garage against a guy that wasn't swinging back at him. And he did have a lot of junk in the trunk back there. Would I ever want to fight Mike Tyson? No way. Is he making a comeback? No way. It's not going to happen. It's worse than when we heard that Jerry Cooney was going to fight Larry Holmes. Remember?
No, listen. I understand Jerry Cooney fought a bear at the Jersey Shore. That happened. However, here's what I will tell you. You guys could piss away your money betting on if the NHL is going to come back or not. Here's what I'll say. What the hell are we talking about?
Mike Tyson making a comeback.
Mike Tyson.
Time traveling. Even the little dog time travels around here.
I tell you, that wine is good. So my question is, there is no question. I think Mike Tyson can kick the shit out of half the people that are in his weight class. He's
Tyson. Wait a minute.
He's a really nice person, but he's mentally unstable. He knows no wrong from right, and he doesn't understand. I don't think he understands that he's too old to compete, and he will murder half of the field.
Yeah, that's a boxer's, that's a fighter's mentality. They never know when to walk away. But I got to tell you something. At 53 years old, he's not coming in, getting in the ring with Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder or any of these other guys out there.
I would pay $150 to see Mike Tyson fight at Black Dog on Forest Avenue in the parking lot.
Listen to me. First off, if he ever came back and that fight did happen, it's all about the money, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that, it's no different than me saying, when I see Mike Tyson next week, when I see him, he's going to be around. I'm going to
You're
go
going to
over
see
there.
Mike Tyson next week?
Yeah, listen. And I'm going to walk over there and I'm going to punch him right in the goddamn mouth.
Sure.
That's what I'm going to do. Talk is
Sure,
cheap. That's my point. Okay. He can say whatever he wants. Whether or not he does it is a completely different thing. And that's what the world has become. I think that Jerry Cody, along with Teddy Atlas, should become the boxing commissioners of some kind and try and straighten out that whole sport there before UFC and MMA blow it away, because people like the blood and guts of it. They like the quickness of it. They like the frequency of the bouts, how quick the fighters come back. There's a lot more to like about it. So there's a hell of a lot of stuff going on there, Dan. You know what I mean? And then back to baseball for a second.
I don't know.
Let's talk about baseball for a second.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Aaron Judge.
Slow down. Breathe. Bookie, not you. Not you, damn it. Bookie, how are you? Are you listening to Commodore?
I almost fell asleep.
You almost fell asleep. I was asking about you because he's doing a sports segment and you're not really interacting with him.
Woosah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, great. Commodore, go ahead. Go back.
I'll continue. Aaron Judge's rib is taking longer to heal than it took to build the original Yankee Stadium back in 1920. From start to finish, it took them 288 days. They built the Empire State Building in less than a year. This kid's been out with a fractured rib since the beginning of last year, Dan. Remember we talked about this? And now, seriously,
how long did it take to make the Empire State Building?
They built it in less than a year.
Have you ever had a rib injury? If I not recall, I remember you fracturing your rib because you were playing pickleball at the YMCA and you dove after a ball, landed on some poor, frail Indian man, elderly, just sitting there minding his own business, watching a game of pickleball. You crushed him. He broke your rib, and you couldn't breathe for like 4 weeks. And then you weren't normal.
Weeks.
But you weren't.
4 weeks.
Now hold on. Now you weren't normal for like 2 months, and it wasn't broken. And all that happened was you fell on an Indian man. Aaron Judge probably took a fastball to his rib cage from some mute. And you're like, fuck this guy. Who does he think he is? What's your problem?
He did it laying out for a mean nothing fly ball against the Chicago White Sox.
Everything means something. Everything means something.
Listen to me. My point is, they talked about if the rib didn't heal, that they would have to remove the rib. You remember this conversation? It was in all the papers. This is what they thought.
Remove the rib. Bookie?
Yes. Because
there's no sports nowadays today. They make up all this nonsense. The sports editors, sports reporter make up all this nonsense.
I know it'd be more flexible if they removed the rib.
This is factual stuff over here. But what I'm telling you is, hey, Judge, cut it out.
You went on that long rant about the Empire State Building being built and Yankee Stadium being built just to say, hey, Judge, cut it out?
Listen to me. He could have taken the rib out and been back 100% ready to play baseball. Now they're saying he may be ready.
I don't know if he may be ready for opening day. You know what, dude? You should just be a fucking doctor. You should just hang up. You should just become a doctor.
I am a doctor.
Hang this up. The Bookie's a doctor. Look at him.
I'm not allowed to practice medicine in the state of New York, but I am a doctor. Let's not get into that. But anyhow, you're never going to see Mike Tyson, and you're never going to see baseball this year, Dan. That's what's going to happen. Okay.
Listen to me. I pray, and I know we don't do religion on the show, but I pray to every angel and saint in the heavens above me that I never, ever come face to face with Mike Tyson.
No, I got to tell you something. I came face to face with Evander Holyfield, and Tyson bit his ear off. I was afraid.
He used to come out to fight to gospel music, singing about Jesus. And then Mike Tyson bit his ear off. That was worth the price of admission. That was the best pay-per-view ever.
Hey, Bookie, You remember we used to have an award down at the club? We used to call it the asshole of the month.
Yes.
We used to put the guy's put the guy's picture up on the board. You remember that, Dan?
Yes. So
Yes.
who got nominated?
Well, here's what I think. The way things are going around here with no sports around and professional sports figures coming out and talking about stupid things, I'm coming back with the asshole of the week. This year it goes to Rory McIlroy. You're my asshole of the week. Come on, dude. Nobody cares what you think. We don't do politics. We don't religion. Play golf. No politics. And here's the other thing. Why do our ball fields in our parks like Clove Lakes look like Chernobyl? This
Have you been
grass.
to Chernobyl, sir?
I've seen pictures.
I looked at Google image. It looks like Clove Lakes Park.
Let me tell you something. Those fields are terrible. They got all of these shithouse eddies. You know what a shithouse eddy is, Dan?
You need to write your local congressman or something. I don't fucking know. You're talking
Do you know what a shithouse eddy is? A shithouse eddy is the guy in the restaurant that hangs out in the men's room that when you go take a leak and you wash your hand, he hands you a towel and hopes you give him a buck. The Parks Department has got all of these people in the parks.
Shithouse Eddie has a really bad rep. He's
Shithouse Eddie's a hard-working man, bro.
He refills the shit tickets. He's got a good job.
He's big. He's got a good job. Listen to me, man. I remember there was a guy, we used to call him Shithouse Eddie. He worked in Harry's at Hanover Square. He used to eat Chateaubriand in the bathroom and hand you a paper towel as he was doing it. But anyhow, my point is they got all
I'm sorry. You are not allowed to just quickly brush over that story, considering the amount of setup that you put into it. Did you say that you guys knew someone named Shithouse Eddie who may or may not have had a name whose name was actually Eddie, but you gave him the name Eddie, then said his name was Shithouse Eddie, and accepted wash towels to dry yourself from him in the bathroom while he was eating?
Yeah.
Continue. Yeah. Thank you.
His name was Eddie. We called him Shithouse Eddie. But the fascinating thing was I've never seen anybody eat in a men's room. He was amazing. But if you're going to eat in a men's room, it might as well be Harry's at Hanover Square, Chateaubriand on a Wednesday. That's the way it was. He ate very well. But anyhow, listen to me. My point is, they got to pay attention. They got to clean up the goddamn ballparks.
How did you get there?
Where were you? Were you time traveling?
That's crazy.
I'm going to add you to the list of time travelers. I don't know what you heard, but listen, enough.
No, we're done. No.
One more thing.
No, come on. Who wants to hear what the Commodore has to say? All right.
Oh, Commodore. You need some service times.
Yeah. Give me another 15 minutes. Where you can. Listen.
All right.
Enough. Silver Lake Golf Course.
Here's what we're going to do. The bookie is going to get to say one thing.
Oh, let him talk.
And then you'll get to say one thing. And then we're going to end it. Because, I'd like to take a shower. Live life.
Okay. What? Have we entertained you?
I want quarantine to be over. I'm tired of just seeing the Chinese bookie and the Commodore of a shipless yacht club constantly 3 times a week. I miss seeing people. You
could bring on whoever you want here. We could bring on head coaches from the NFL, Major League Baseball.
Oh no, this isn't about nobody cares sports. This is about my mental sanity. Chinese bookie. Do you have anything you'd like to contribute?
Maybe next time we'll bring Mike Tyson to the shows.
Who?
Mike Tyson.
Oh,
he's come back from the retirement.
I just said a lot of slander shit about Mike. I said that I didn't want to see him and stuff, and that I was afraid of him. I don't know if I want that.
Yo, he's a scary dude.
He's super scary. He's got a tattoo on his face. He's a really nice guy. I was
just going to say that.
But he's not okay. He's really nice, but I think he doesn't know right from wrong. He's like Lenny from Of Mice and Men. Like he'll snap the rabbit's neck without realizing his strength.
I think he should go back to flying pigeons before he steps foot in the ring.
I disagree. I would pay a lot of money to see him beat the piss out of somebody. Commodore,
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, just in parting, Dan, I just want to say, I was talking about golf before. Enough. Silver Lake Golf Course looks like Augusta National. It's in perfect shape. It's all grown. It's green. It's plush. And nobody's playing golf. Doug Johnstone and crew, you're doing a fine job. I hope to be back there soon. Except for one thing. Someone really ought to do something about families letting their kids play soccer on the 6th green while they casually relax and watch the sunset to the west, drinking wine or beer in beach chairs. All it was missing is the 1812 overture, like down in Fagan's Island in Ocean City. I thought it was hysterical, man. Really hysterical. That's it. Nobody cares.
Where was
Nobody
that?
Cares. Oh, I got your attention now.
No, you said Fagan's Island. That got my attention. Good times.
Oh,
Ocean City.
Ocean City. That's right. Yeah, better days, my friends.
I wonder if Maryland is open.
Well, I think
everything's open, Maryland. I spoke with my friend. He's in Maryland. He's living. He live about 30 miles away from Ocean City. He said everything's just open over there.
Well, see, and this goes into states that still celebrate the history of the Civil War generally are going to be open. So, like Michigan.
Hey, no politics.
No, that's not politics. That's history. If you can't read a book about history, what's going on here? You guys having a stroke together or something?
We're fine. Look, Kevin.
Two idiots.
We're a good partner. Chinese Bookie and the Commodore.
Yeah. We might syndicate ourselves.
I'm going to set up a meeting with you guys to meet Mike Tyson on a boat. I'm going to send the Commodore and the Bookie on a boat in isolation with Mike Tyson. We'll see.
Before that, you got to tell him, watch out the Commodore, Tyson, because he said you're going to punch in the face.
What that guy said. Yes.
I was trying to make a point here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what people say.
Another point.
I'm trying to make a point for a half hour.
Yeah.
What's your point?
Half an hour to, to address his point.
Does he have one?
Santa Claus is in town.
Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight. Of course, if you missed... No. Take that bell and stick it.
It's time to putt.
If you missed this shit show tonight, or this fiasco, as they say, south of the border down there in Mexico, you could watch it all tomorrow afternoon on our YouTube channel. And we actually have a bunch of stuff up on YouTube from everything that you possibly could have missed in quarantine. So go on there, check it out. I'm not telling you to subscribe because nobody should. Commodore, are you...
Well, Commodore, he just moved his sofa, so he's bring out his club.
I'm in my man cave here, Dan. My day goes so smooth when I stay in the west wing of Club 61. And now I'm going to make the putt, folks. This is it. Augusta National for all the money. And he wins! He makes it.
So for the record, Commodore, we saw that the ball didn't go in. We could see it.
Can we do it again?
No, we could see it. It clearly didn't go in. I made the video screen as big as possible, took everybody out so we could see it. The ball clinked off the side of it, and you celebrated. Hooray! No. Great. Good stuff all around. That's how we're ending it. I don't care. No. Go ahead. Go get another shot. You only get one shot from half court, buddy. Okay?
Hooray!
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Bookie, say goodnight.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Danny. Good night, Commodores. Nobody cares. See you next time. We'll be back.
We'll be back. Nobody cares.
Better than ever.
Good night, everybody.